Welcome to Grace Over Grit and Growth, the podcast where we empower women to gracefully be who they are unapologetically.
That's it. Yeah. Hello, I'm Monique Fisher.
And I'm Alita Anderson. Welcome back, guys. And today we are going to be talking about the comparison epidemic that's going on, I guess, everywhere, mostly social media.
Mostly social
media. It's interesting because we were researching the topic and a lot of the stats and things they were saying, I don't want to say fortunately, but I guess it is fortunately, we don't experience. But a lot of people are. So I do want to talk about it just to see, really to shed some light on it and just say it's okay to turn it off. To turn it off.
Yeah, some of the steps that they gave, that if you are in that kind of mode where you're out constantly comparing yourself to different people, like unfollow those people. I mean, I guess that's just common sense to me. I don't know. But
yeah, that's what we kind of paused because we were like, really? But this needs to be spelled out. But I guess, so let's just back up just a little bit.
Yeah.
So with social media, I guess your vantage point or how you view social media really would determine how you decipher the information that you see and your feelings that then come from that. For me, social media is just that. It's just like social. It's a place where people post. Like,
I think it's entertainment.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's
social
just entertainment.
Games.
It's not. I don't take it seriously. I don't say, "Oh my God, this person is doing this," and
because it's what 30, 45 seconds, maybe.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a still picture. If you think about the worst moment that you may have had in your life, like let's say it was 30 minutes. Even within that 30 minutes, I bet you could have pulled together 30 to 45 seconds, a snapshot, a video of something within that 30 minutes that looked entertaining, that looked fun, that looks like, ooh, this is the place to be. And anybody, or even a still picture,
right?
And anybody that saw that would be like, oh, great. Not knowing what you were going through because what was really happening. Right. So I think we have to take everything with a grain of salt because we're seeing just that, just a snippet, just a glimpse. And a lot of times, and now it's sometimes people's jobs. There's influencers where all they're doing is, like you said, it's an entertainment thing. They're entertaining people because it's what people want to see. It passes the time. So things like that, but it's not their real lives.
But I think it's the people that are in their circles when they post and they see things. I think they're like, oh, look at them, they having fun. Or, oh, look what they just did. I don't get to do that. I think that's more of what brings people down because you don't want to put in the effort to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
People don't.
So if you want to see, if you want to relish in the victory that I have, do you also want to walk in the trials and tribulations that came with it?
And the hard work.
So when I see somebody that's, let's just say, take real estate, for instance. I see somebody that's like, oh my gosh, I'm killing it. I'm on my 75th deal. Kudos, great. You know what? Because a lot of times the amount of time you have to put in, the amount of the long days that you have, the overhead that you have, and things like that, is sometimes not something that I want to do.
Right.
So I think you have to first step is submitting what it is that you want. Because just because you want A and somebody else is doing B doesn't mean what you want is wrong. It's just not the path that you're on. And that's okay.
Right.
But you just got to know that.
And your path is your path. My path is my path.
Yes.
And, I've been working hard all my life. And so now if I have success at this point, there may have been 20, 30 years behind all of that. That now I have success, right? You hear that about artists and things like that.
Yes.
People feel like, oh, they just came on the scene and became great artists. And when you listen to their stories, they're like, I've been doing, for example, musicians, I've been playing dive bars for 15 years.
Yes.
Somebody just happened to see me and now, boom, it seems like a big success to you. That's instant. But I've been doing the work for 15 years.
You know the perfect example of that? Tyler Perry.
Yes.
Now you'll be like, oh my gosh, he's accumulated this mass amount of wealth. He has his movies, he purchased, and now he has his own theater and shooting area. But the man was homeless, living in a car, shooting plays, and still had the faith to keep working on his dream and keep pushing forward.
Right.
How many people
No,
would have said how many people would still pursue their dreams when their dreams had them sitting, living in their car?
Right.
To be able, because that's what you were funding at that point. So you got to be careful, because sometimes when people have the big wins, also have the biggest losses.
They do. And everybody in his family was like, boy, you living in your car. It's time for you to get a job.
Right.
That's what people are saying. Right.
Like, why won't you just get
a job? And he said, I'm willing to do this in order to maybe one day have what I want.
Yes.
And how many people are willing to do that? I know I wouldn't be.
No. I mean, no, and you have to, and that's why I said you can't necessarily, you can't just see the good in it and be like, okay, yeah, I want that. Now, let me back up. Now, on the flip side of that, if you look at it from the vantage point of that's a great story of pursuing your dreams and can, give you the perseverance to keep pushing, that you want to, that's a good perspective to have. Like, yeah, this is what it looks like if I am willing to just follow my dream, when it means my dream is really bringing in nothing and I have nothing to show for it. Am I still going to pursue it? That's a positive way to look at it. But just look at the end result and be like, oh, I always laugh because people always use the quote of the table. Like, if you've got room for you at the table, then just make your own. Like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. But are you?
Are you really?
Yeah, like I
don't think so.
Yeah, like what does that mean? Even with us, with the brokerage, people will be like, well, why would you just step out and open up your own brokerage and have to put in the money and then develop agents and do this? Well, you can just sell houses and you can still affect the community and you can do your thing independently, solo, or even create a team within another brokerage. Right. Why are you taking on this responsibility? Why are you taking on these expenses? What does that mean? So if it's not your dream or your passion, it's not going to make sense to anybody. Exactly. And you have to make sure that you're okay with you being the only person that relishes and is willing to work for your dream. Exactly. And I think that is a part that's missing, where when people are scrolling, are getting like, they're talking mental health issues and getting depressed because they see people succeeding or seeing snippets of people's lives thinking that should be you.
And I think you've even gotten deep. I think it's some simple things, like people are jealous of people's bodies, or they're jealous of motherhood. They're, how they do with motherhood. Now, I will admit to some of that. Sometimes I see some of the things people do for their kids. I'd be like, "Whoa, was I good, mama? I don't know."
But you're not jealous.
But I'm not jealous of them. No, I'm not. I'm joking. I'm not. But I'm saying it can make you stop and pause and say, "Wow." And it's okay to compare. It's when you get lost in it. It's when you start to get depressed. Yes. Or when it becomes obsessive. Right. Right. And you feel like, oh, I need to withdraw from social media. I can't take all of that. I don't really understand that. When people say I have to withdraw, just don't look at it. But I don't think it's that simple for people.
It's not. And that is what's really intriguing to me. Like, even the fact that some of those things bring you on anxiety. Right. Why are you subjecting yourself to that? Like, what? Just turn it off, like, and check out. And some of these things with relationships, I mean, I've seen people say, "Oh, we're just in love. This is our anniversary." Da, 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 da. And I'm thinking, they separate. I know they separated. I know they are. So a lot of it is just for the camera.
A lot of it is just for the camera and for show. Sometimes if you really know the backstory, if people show their whole house is just, oh, I'm in the kitchen cooking and it's always clean. Yeah, they probably stuffed some stuff in a bin somewhere, and they just going to show you this part of it. I'm serious. It's not always what it seems.
And it's funny because I've seen, like, for instance, with houses. Like, say, for instance, like T might be scrolling on something on social media, you'd be like, oh, babe, this house is beautiful. This is something, it'd be like something like Texas or California, where the glass overlooking the ocean, and it's just all these rooms. And I'll be like, you are so negative. Because I'll look at it and be like, y'all make a mess in this house and we have it this size. Could you imagine how about 3 times the size? That's just more mess, more time. You're like, why do you get so negative? I'm like, no, it's just the reality of it. Right. That's a picture.
And who's going to clean all them windows and that ocean view?
Right. You don't like the minimal amount of yard that we have now, and cutting grass and doing all this mix and saying, hey, flowers and outside. What are we doing with all this? It's like, yes, it's a nice to have it. It's not to say you can't want nice things, but you have to really also think about what comes along with it.
Yeah, and it's nice to fantasize.
Yeah,
sometimes, but you would bring it on back.
Yeah,
Just bring it on back.
Yeah, no, I don't want that.
Because I'm not finna do all that.
Like, no, I want a condo with a cleaning lady and a cook.
Like,
come on, let's go.
So you need to make enough money to be able to do all of that.
Yes, so those types of things. So I think it's crazy to me that it's gotten to the point, and I think it's affecting even kids.
Oh, it's really affecting kids.
Because it's like, oh my gosh, these people have, they got a Mercedes on her 16th birthday, and then they flew them all to Dubai, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I don't know. Yeah, and some of the times, what are the sacrifices of being there? Do they see their parents? Like, are their parents constantly working to support this lifestyle? And I don't know. They could definitely be with their parents all the time. I don't know what that story is.
Right.
But with anything, there's trade-offs.
Right.
But a lot of times we only see what we want to see in those things. And that's what people fixate on.
And that's the point. You don't know the story.
You don't.
Do not know the story behind all of that. I think that's too with kids getting bullied. When they say kids are getting bullied online, I'm like, well, get offline. How you gonna bully me if I'm not online?
That's true. Now, I will say, I do see the aspects of with social media and videos and things like that, like something crazy that happened to us at school. It happened that day, whatever. People might talk about it, then it goes away.
Right.
With it being on social media, it circulates. So then the people, let's say it was a fight.
Okay.
And you just got mollywopped in the hallway.
I ain't heard that word in a minute, but okay.
So, you take your beating and you go out, you're like, man, yeah, I lost this one. You lock it off and you laugh it off or whatever else, it goes away. Social media, the whole school sees it over and over again. The people that weren't even there, that don't even know you, like, oh, you the kid that, oh, okay. So it's the reliving of it over and over again, and that it stays. Okay. So I see on that aspect of social, but as far as somebody sending me an email or like a DM or something saying you gonna do what to me over the screen? Like, no. Yeah. But I can see the pressures of stuff living on longer than before, where it just kind of went away.
Well, we all need to get on Snapchat because they go away in 24 hours. Right? I need to give me a Snapchat.
Yeah, but Snapchat came from something, so somebody got
some footage somewhere.
We got the footage.
Oh goodness, yeah. No, I just think we just, as a whole, need to stop comparing ourselves to people.
Yes.
And their whole journeys and stuff.
Or do it in a positive way. So if you're saying you want everything that this person has, I don't even know if that's healthy. I want to say if you want to be as successful as this person, let's just say, if it's a mentorship relationship where you're like, okay, how do I do this? And you're trying to better yourself, like, okay, I need to cut some of these habits, or maybe I need to do this instead to make it better. That's a positive way to do it.
Right.
But to just fixate on somebody and be envious, that's not good.
That's not healthy.
No.
That's where all the anxiety and all that comes in.
And you have to remember, what's for you is for you. Nobody's, two people can get to the same destination and their paths to get there look completely different. So it's not one. And I think that's also when you're operating from a place of lack. You feel like if you win, then that means I'm losing.
Right.
And it doesn't.
That's not true.
We can all win in different aspects. We can all win in the same aspects, actually.
Right. And never be jealous of a person's journey, because you don't know what they're doing to get there, or what they have to do. And then are you willing to do those things? And not
only get there, maintain it.
And to maintain it. Yeah.
Because that comes with some things. So you've been to a certain levels. How do you stay here? They were just talking at a podcast I was listening to, and it was talking about, in real estate, having your best year. How that, like, people don't realize the anxiety that comes with that, because this is my best year. Oh shoot, but January 1, I'm starting this clock all over again. So do I want to maintain this? Like, because sometimes competing with yourself, sometimes you might be like, you know what? I don't want to work that long or hard as I did this year. Or I do want to do it, and I'm going to keep doing the same thing, which is fine too. But for whatever reason, we push ourselves to think that every year has to be better than the next one, higher and more. And sometimes just maintaining is enough.
It's enough, yeah. Because we have some agents to say, I want to do 6 deals a year. Some that say I'm trying to do 12. Some that say I'm trying to do 20. you know,
and it looks different.
And it looks
because we've
different.
got some agents that are fresh out of, they're young.
Right.
We have some agents that are retired, so they have a pension, they have other things coming in, so they can supplement. So who am I to tell you, okay, well, you need to jump in and do this full time to make this? No, you need to make sure that your household is taken care of, whatever
Right.
that looks like.
Whatever that
So
looks
if that looks like, you have to figure out, okay, I'm going to supplement until I can make as much as what I'm making at my job or more. Cool. But the part is a plan, and what do you want? Because if I'm looking at it and I'm doing this part-time and I do have a pension and I only need to make X amount of dollars, the fact that you made triple that doesn't bother me, because that's not what I want to do.
That's not what I want.
I'm doing what I want to do and I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
And that's the piece of it. You got to be at peace with yourself. And I think the really basic thing that we're missing is sometimes people don't know what they want. They're just out here willy-nilly.
Yeah. Whatever happens, happens.
So that's a problem.
Yeah, that is.
That is. Because you will get caught up in the trends of, this is the hot thing to do. This is the hot career. This is the hot place to live. This is the bag that you should be carrying. This is the shoes that you should be wearing. These are those things. And you always are chasing something because you are just following trends and people.
Because a lot of times the road to success is very boring.
Yes.
You're doing things consistently over and over again that are proven to work. And it really is boring. But it works.
But it works, and it gets you the results that you're looking for. And sometimes people, it's really the personality of people, because sometimes people achieve the same results as the people that you see posting with all the glitz and glamour. They just don't want the spotlight.
Right. They don't want you to know.
Yeah. So it doesn't mean that they're not successful. Not everything has to be shared. Not everything has to be consumed. So I think you really have to take a look at where you are.
Yeah, and sometimes when I see people who just post every day, just every girl, I'm thinking, what's wrong with them? They ain't got nothing else going on but to put this out every day.
It's funny. I'm laughing because sometimes on social media, and I'll see somebody post something, and they're like, and I'll be like, I did all that today and I didn't even record it. And it could be like, real estate related, like showing houses, doing inspection, blah, blah, blah. Man, I should have recorded that because I did that. And I was like, oh, but I did it. Like, you know what I mean? So some of it is good in our job is more marketing. So people know what we do and what we're capable of doing. So people can see in the trenches and working and doing the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. So people think of you. So that makes sense. But if you're just at home eating a ham sandwich, do I need to know? I don't think so.
Yeah.
But people feel like sharing and oversharing.
Because then you got people trying to go viral, trying to get paid. You get paid on Facebook. You could be a digital creator.
Everybody's a digital creator nowadays.
But now people are trying to get paid, so then they're doing things. A lot of times things are made up. It's fantasy.
And they're doing it for the likes and follows and everything. So if I want more people to follow, I'm going to be more dramatic.
Right.
I'm going to be way over the top with stuff. It's going to become more and more unrealistic. But people watch like, oh my God, did you see that? Go look at this. I'm going to send you that. And that's what gets it ticking and people going.
And then I'm thinking, what is wrong with them? That's what I'm thinking. When the stuff gets outlandish, I'm like, really?
Yes.
Yeah, it's too much.
It does become a lot. It does become a lot. Let's see. What else?
I just think what you've said is very important. I think we need to learn how to make goals for ourselves, set goals, whatever it is in life. It doesn't have to be just in business, things that you do with your kids, whatever. But I think we need to spend more time really planning out our lives instead of letting things just happen to us.
Yes, because that's when I think people become disgruntled and upset. Because they're like, the why. Why is this? Why am I here? Why is this happening? But what did you do to prevent this? Or where did you want to be? And if you didn't know where you want to be, then you just end up where you are.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And the other thing I think is key too is gratitude.
Absolutely. Because
people are always like, oh, I want the next this and this. As soon as I get that, I'm going to do this, whatever. But no matter where you are, there's someone who is wishing and hoping to be where you currently are. So don't take that for granted. Be grateful for where you are. I think gratitude does humble you.
It does.
Because you realize, and even with setting goals, you push yourself like, oh, I want to hit whatever your goal is. But I have to step back and be like, yeah, even if I don't hit this particular
I'm
goal,
good.
I'm okay. And some of the trials that we're talking about, the things when you road to success, it leads to some trials and things that kind of take you on a longer road. Those trials and the places that you're heading are probably some of the things that you asked for.
Yes.
And that, those trials and tribulations are taking you on the road to get what you asked for. And you have to realize that some of the places, some of the things that you have, some of the places that you are, the person that you are, a lot of times are from the prayers that you said prior. Like, so.
Was somebody praying for you?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Over the years.
Yeah.
And it's now coming to fruition,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just think people get caught up, period. And I think that comes from a lack of planning. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying your life should be planned out from each day, from the but if you have, I think we should set family goals, or if you have 1 or 2 goals for the year, this is what we're trying to do. And maybe it's saving for a vacation, or it doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be big, but it has to be something to let you know that you can do more.
You can do more.
And absolutely. In order to do that, and I think the biggest part of the planning is that as you plan, when you have a goal or something that you're aiming to get, it allows you to give a quick yes or no to things along the way. If you know what you're saving for that $10,000 vacation, then you're probably not going to buy the $3,000 bag. Or maybe you'll do it after vacation. Absolutely. But you know what I'm saying? But those things, if you can clearly see where you're trying to get to, it allows you to stay on that path and stay more focused to get there without the distractions. But you're exactly right. If you have no plan, everything's a distraction. Mm-hmm.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
Everything becomes a distraction. And looking at people's lives, careers, like I said, motherhood, relationships, please don't compare yourself. Because everybody's different, and relationships are definitely different, and things that people allow in their marriages or friendships or relationships may not be things you're willing to allow. Right. And so it looks differently. And so you just cannot compare, because what is for you is truly for you. I believe that.
I do too, wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
And I think that when you know that and you embrace that, you're at peace with where you are, and what other people do don't move you.
It doesn't move you.
Doesn't move you. It's the fact that when you're like, oh, well, I could have that and I could do that. And it's funny because when you see somebody do something, this makes me think when people are be like, oh, I'm going to be a realtor. Because I've seen that Instagram women, and I'm going to do this. And it's like, wait a minute, you got to do what? Yeah, no, I don't want to do none of that.
Right. I'm going to make all this money because y'all make a lot of money when you sell a house. Yeah, first of all, we don't get paid until the transaction closes. So we work very hard up front. And if it falls through 3 hours prior to closing, it falls through. So everything you've done is gone. That's one thing. People are not ready for that. No. So that's a whole, honey, they call paradigm. That's a whole paradigm shift about getting paid, right? We do a lot of work up front. We are psychiatrists, psychologists.
All of it. And it's a lot of building. You don't see the rewards right away. Like we always say, what you're doing today, you'll see the fruits of
in 90 days.
Yes. So if you're looking for that quick hit and fix, this isn't it.
No, it isn't.
But you know what is quick? That reel that you just saw on Instagram. So you're like, wait, what? I don't get to. No, you can, but it's just not going to happen in 2 seconds.
Yes, not. Yeah.
So yeah, and like I said again, but if you feel that's what you want to do and you're going to work towards it, it's definitely doable. As with anything, like I look at some people, like when people, doctors or attorneys, I'm like, yeah, they do make very good money. I didn't want to go to school that long. I'm like, no, I don't want to do any of that. Like, nope, not me. Yeah. But I'm okay with them making their money and the things that they're doing, but that's not something I knew that I was not set up to make that sacrifice to go to school and do that longer. And I'm okay with it.
I said I was going to be a doctor all when I was little. And then when I found out all of the education and the internships, and then you probably really not going to practice until you 24, 25, if you go to school every day of your life until from grammar school to then, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, no.
We're going to find a different career.
That's the same thing me. I used to want to be an attorney. I'm like, oh, I want to be in court and argue with people. I'm like, wait, what? Oh, no. I said, No, I go to school for how much? Okay, so I got to go to school, finish here, and then go back to school and do. Oh no, I don't want
And
none
then
of
take
that.
an exam,
Yeah.
take your boards, and So-
Nope, not for me.
right.
And
It's okay.
it's okay. No regrets.
I don't
No regrets. I see attorneys and doctors. I'm like, have at it. Not something that, not a hat that I want to wear.
Right, right.
What are some of the things we'd love for you to share? Some of the things that you see on social media, or if you are somebody that struggles with this, because like I said, we're touching on the topic because it's something that's very prevalent, and there's been a lot of things in the news and on the internet in regards to just the comparison thing of how people are building up so much anxiety and even getting to the point of depression based on watching other people. So if that is something you're struggling with, I pray that you really are able to take just a moment. And if you need to log off, log off, figure out what you want to do, create your plan and stick to it. And just know, like I said, whatever's for you is for you, and move forward. Somebody can do the exact same thing, but if it's not meant for them, it won't flourish. It won't feel good while you're doing it. None of that. But when it is for you, you don't mind. There's going to be trials and tribulations, but you know what the purpose of it is for, and you're okay with it.
And if there is somebody that you just following on social media and they just make you feel less than, then unfriend them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at it. Don't do it.
Right.
Because it's just not worth it. It's not worth your mental health.
No, internalizing that can
and
be
you
dangerous.
are good enough. Find things that build your confidence. Do things that you like, and live in that, right?
And sometimes it's as basic as figuring out what you like. Because we've come on people who are like, I don't know what I like. What? Like, you tell me I got some free time, I can name about 5-10 things. I would be like, I'm gonna go do blah blah blah. But you don't know what. Figure that out, because that will put some fire under you to make sure you can do it more. So what are some of the things that you like and you enjoy that will bring you some joy, that's just that you get to relish in and just kind of do your own thing, and you'll find your way.
And just remember, some of the things that you see, that clean kitchen, I'm telling you, they can put some stuff away in another room. All the dirty dishes in the dining room, so you can see this part of it.
Yes.
Just know that that it's just not always real. It's just not always real.
No, it's a small snippet. And if you think about even on your bad day, if we could do a 35 to 45 second view, we can get a great still photo that'll show a joyous day.
Yeah.
We can probably even get a video that'll show some great parts where people will be like, oh my gosh, that's good. So, and that's all you're seeing. You're not seeing the full picture.
And some people do it just to show you their good day. You don't know about all the tears and everything else that went on last week.
Yes.
You're seeing today. So just know that everybody goes through things.
Yes.
And people are putting things out there just to show. And maybe it's making them feel good.
That's true.
To do that, right?
That's true.
So you can't compare yourself to other people. So.
Not at all. Not at all. You are you, and you are you alone.
Yes, and you are enough.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So we thank you for tuning in. Certainly share in the comments any tips that you may have, any things that you guys may struggle with, or even if you just want us to know something, shoot us a message. Let us know in the comments. Whether you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, you can certainly DM us, and you can even send us an email, which you'll find in our bio. So just to let us know and reach out how you're doing. We'd love to hear it. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.